Beginning that I thought this trip was going to be special. We know quite how special. You all came on for your different reasons. Me too. I thought the trip, lots of good reasons, yeah. Make sure we're going in the right direction for a start. I thought the voyage gathered pace. It took a few days to get going. It was a mixture of interest, excitement, some as well from some great lecturers, but I think it really culminated on the night of the 14th and 15th with something very, very special, not something that I've experienced before, and I hope you all feel part of history, that we had a very, very special night and something we shall never forget. Where to go from there? The weather? Windy, rainy to start with. I was a bit concerned. The weather forecast we've been looking at for a week or so beforehand, it didn't look that good, I have to say. 25, 30 knots, 20-foot seas. There was a bit of concern creeping in. But when we arrived, I have to say I've never really quite experienced anything like that. The wind dropped, clouds cleared, the stars shone. And just an amazing evening too, very, very close to what they must have experienced those years ago, so it's very, very emotional, I think, for all of us. Something I didn't mention before, I should have done, but I was a little bit caught up with the moment and getting things right, so forgive me. The Morse code you heard over the PA, that was being done by a real Morse code key, by a gentleman who's, I can see him there, thank you very much. Would you like to stand up?
Go!
A dying breed, you'll forgive me for saying that. He was a Marine radio officer. Yeah, he was there tapping the key and typing out the SOS and CQD for all to hear. That was very real. In addition to that, there were a couple of hundred people in the old Marconi station at Cape Race listening to that, because we put it down a phone line, and they heard it and they answered as they would have done all those years ago, so it was very, very special. I got my notes in my pocket and I never really forget what I'm going to say normally. This year is my 28th year at sea, and I've seen a lot of ships, seen a lot of crews, but I've got to tell you the truth now, that standing behind me are some of the best people you're ever likely to see on the ship at sea.
Yay!
So, as I said as well at the beginning, we're not a big ship by today's standards. We do have a unique atmosphere, an irreplaceable atmosphere, and I'm sure if you haven't been with us, you've obviously experienced that. I think I know you have. So it really goes to prove that size does matter. Ladies and gentlemen, whether you've been with us before or not, I know some of you have, a lot of you haven't for this cruise. I'm pretty sure you've enjoyed it. I've heard a lot of good comments from you. For our part, we would like you to consider this ship your home away from home, and with us the crew as your extended family. So it's been a real pleasure, an absolute memorable cruise. So thank you very much on behalf of AZAMARA Club Cruises. Thank you again, and hope to see you again soon. We'll be waiting. Thank you.